The WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity and crammed a lot of games in over a short amount of time, playing against the best teams in the WNBA.
Those relative season tickets now?
I mean, we might have to.
Those are pretty expensive.
We'll make sure the
our
Fever gets
salaries,
working on that.
our salaries, it's like our entire salary to get those.
All right, let's seriously dive deep into the absolutely fascinating world of Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. Because trust me, there is so much incredible stuff to unpack here. The Indiana Fever's electrifying point guard, Caitlin Clark, has been completely dominating headlines lately. And honestly, it's not just because of her jaw-dropping, show-stopping plays on the basketball court, even though those alone are definitely worth talking about. This 22-year-old rookie sensation has burst onto the scene with an incredible, fiery spirit of competition, and dare I say, some truly audacious remarks that have sent shockwaves and ripples throughout the entire league. She's not just playing the game, she's actively making massive waves and shaking things up everywhere she goes, quickly becoming an undeniable focal point, thanks to both her exceptional, once-in-a-generation talent and her incredibly outspoken personality.
It's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding.
We'll have someone work on that.
And get this. After a pretty significant moment where she was notably and controversially passed over by the U.S. Olympic women's basketball team, Clark made an incredibly smart move. She took what was clearly a much-needed sabbatical, a bit of crucial time away from that intense, suffocating spotlight to truly rejuvenate her spirit and deeply concentrate on refining her already stellar game. And let me tell you, it appears this strategic time off has been unbelievably beneficial for her, because ever since her return, she's been playing with an undeniable ferocity and a level of skill that seems to suggest she's operating on a completely new, elevated level. It's almost as if hitting that reset button gave her an extra powerful surge of energy and talent.
Caitlin Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA, as she's now going to try to set the all-time record, but 12 games to go.
Speaking of playing incredibly well, on a recent Sunday, Clark absolutely exploded with an astonishing 9 assists in a single game. This was a truly remarkable individual performance that didn't just stand alone as a highlight reel moment. No, it actually pushed her season total to an incredible 32 assists, thereby setting a brand new, groundbreaking WNBA record specifically for rookies. Just think about that for a second. A rookie coming into the league and already etching her name into its history books with such a commanding, dominant display of playmaking. It truly just underscores the immense, immediate impact she's having right from the jump, showcasing her undeniable ability to facilitate and dramatically elevate her entire team's offensive game.
You're going to continue to see, like 2000, this is a big deal in Indiana, 225% increase in corporate partnerships. You know, every season ticket is sold out. Listen to this one. Concession sales. I like this one in particular, Charlie. 2,826 gallons of beer have been sold.
Wow.
Draft beer. That's an increase of 740%. Hot dog sales up 300%.
And the records, my friends, just keep piling up because she's absolutely not stopping there. Caitlin Clark is currently on an incredibly impressive trajectory, firmly on course to absolutely shatter Alyssa Thomas's previous year's record of 316 assists. But you know what? That's really just the tip of the iceberg, because the drama surrounding Clark doesn't just unfold on the stat sheet. Picture this: during a tense third quarter, after a missed shot, Clark, in a moment of pure, unadulterated frustration, delivered a swift punch to the base of the basket. This action, of course, quickly earned her a technical foul, with the referees sternly telling her that her actions were, quote, disrespectful to the game of basketball. But Clark, being Clark, saw the entire situation through a completely different lens. She immediately pushed back, emphatically stating that her frustration had, quote, nothing to do with my team. The referee had nothing to do with the other team, clarifying that it was just because I'm a competitor and I felt like I should have been making more shots. That's absolutely the mindset of a true elite athlete, right? And here's where it gets even more fascinating. She later went on to actually thank the referee for that technical foul, saying it genuinely motivated her to play even harder and that she wanted to thank him for that. Talk about turning a negative into a powerful positive. But perhaps the most eyebrow-raising, completely unexpected statement from Clark came during a post-game interview. Her Fever teammate, Lexi Hull, had just scored a career-high 22 points in a victory over the Seattle Storm and was asked if she would consider purchasing season tickets for her family. Before Hull could even fully respond, Clark, without missing a beat, jumped in and interjected with a comment that sent genuine shockwaves. "Those are pretty expensive. It's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding. We need people to help." It was a blunt, almost jarringly honest moment that pulled back the curtain on the often hidden reality of WNBA player salaries.
But making really peanuts, Dan, when meanwhile this is the reason why everybody's tuning into the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, just on her own, making $76,000 a year, which, I mean, she's making tons of other money in endorsements, but when you look at male athletes, something that I think a lot of them tend to make a habit of is they say, okay, I'm going to spend my paycheck or my salary rather, and I'm going to use that to fund my lifestyle. And I'm going to set aside my endorsement money. I'm going to put that in the bank. I'm going to invest that money. But for these WNBA players, if all you're making is $76,000, you've got to dig into those endorsement dollars to fund a lifestyle. And I'm not just talking about a lavish lifestyle. I'm just talking about a normal lifestyle, which costs even more these days, thanks to
This entire incident, especially her incredibly candid remarks about those ticket prices, perfectly illustrates that Caitlin Clark is absolutely, unequivocally not afraid to voice her strong opinions and make her presence known, not just through her incredible, game-changing skills on the court, but also very boldly and frankly off it. Her statement resonated even more powerfully when you consider the cold, hard facts of her rookie contract. Get this, her base rookie salary is a shockingly modest $6,595, with her entire 4-year contract totaling a mere This stark reality comes even as she's earning millions, yes, millions, from high-profile endorsements. So, while she's clearly a marketing powerhouse for the league, her base salary comments definitely raised more than a few eyebrows and sparked a much-needed, crucial conversation about player compensation in the WNBA, powerfully highlighting the significant disparity between her massive endorsement earnings and her actual, comparatively small, WNBA paycheck.
WNBA is becoming popular enough to increase salaries. You know, that's what the NBA does, and the NFL. They increase their salary cap. One of the things that's interesting, the financials of the Indiana Fever, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a 1,193% increase in jersey sales with the Indiana Fever because of Caitlin Clark.
Now, here's the thing that's crucial to understand. These WNBA earnings aren't simply set by the individual teams or players. Instead, they're strictly restricted by the league's collective bargaining agreement, or CBA, which was established back in. This agreement, while ostensibly designed to protect players, also rigorously dictates salary caps and structures, which directly impact how much athletes like Clark can actually earn from their on-court play. However, and this is where the story gets really truly interesting, due in very large part to Clark's meteoric rise and rapidly burgeoning star power, the entire present supply and demand dynamic within the league is demonstrably shifting before our eyes. We are now seeing a powerful swing in favor of the players, indicating that the incredible value and marketability they bring are finally starting to be recognized on a much larger, more impactful scale, potentially paving the way for significant future changes in player compensation across the board.
There's a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.
It's a stark, undeniable reality that for the vast majority of WNBA players, those truly lucrative endorsement opportunities are few and far between, making Caitlin Clark's current situation somewhat unique. Nevertheless, it's highly, highly likely that Clark will continue her amazing, record-breaking trajectory, securing even more endorsements, earning more money, and consistently making headlines, a true testament to her undeniable talent and rapidly burgeoning stardom. On the topic of her teammates, she has been nothing short of incredibly supportive of Lexi Hull, even jokingly suggesting that her social media profile might just turn into a Lexi Hull fan page, which was a really sweet moment of camaraderie. Now there was a quote here, something like, "You know I earned it, which is why I'm so proud of it." It just shows what a month off can do to revitalize someone. While this quote about a month off might seem a little out of place, it beautifully encapsulates the immense power of rest and rejuvenation for an athlete and perhaps reflects a broader sentiment shared by players. On another note, even if Caitlin Clark's weekly performance may have been equally outstanding in other weeks, I was absolutely thrilled to see her named the AP Player of the Week. This recognition, coming from the Associated Press rather than the WNBA itself, carries a different kind of weight, lending it unique legitimacy and further solidifying her impact. Having said all that, I must admit, I am a little conflicted because in my humble opinion, Kelsey Mitchell certainly had an incredibly strong case for this week's prestigious award as well, making the decision a truly tough one for anyone to make.
Higher Fever payroll is $1.2 million. Less. That is less than the minimum salary for a single NBA player with a year's experience. So the women have the headlines, they have the fans, they have the viewers. When the hell are they going to get paid?
It's truly quite an accomplishment, and certainly a point of immense pride for the franchise, that the Fever is currently the only team in the entire league boasting multiple Player of the Week winners this season. This really powerfully highlights the depth of talent on their roster. While Clark's award is undoubtedly well-deserved, reflecting her undeniable impact and consistent high-level play, it's absolutely worth taking a moment to highlight Kelsey Mitchell's own truly remarkable contributions. Her outstanding back-to-back performances during this period were a powerful demonstration of her raw talent, unwavering determination, and sheer resilience, especially when you consider the swirling questions and uncertainties surrounding her status earlier in the week. Mitchell has an incredible amount of confidence, and she has been absolutely huge, a bona fide linchpin for the Fever this season. Honestly, it would have been fantastic to see Mitchell receive the recognition this week, as it would have not only acknowledged her exceptional skill, but also shone a much-deserved spotlight on her significant development and invaluable contributions to her team's success.
Kelsey Mitchell was huge in that fourth quarter. You and her combined for 10 threes. How important of a role did she play in closing this game out?
Kelsey was awesome. I mean, she just steps up in big moments. That's just what she's done. She's done it all year, and I'm really happy for her.
Kelsey Mitchell has genuinely been an absolute powerhouse all season long, consistently delivering top-tier, show-stopping performances, and this acknowledgement of her incredible skills just reinforces what we've all been seeing. While I might have personally favored Mitchell for this particular week's award, it's incredibly difficult, if not completely impossible, to dispute Clark's overall season-long performance and the truly transformative influence she's had on the game as a whole. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the WNBA's biggest individual honor. Caitlin Clark likely won't win the official WNBA Rookie of the Year award, and here's exactly why. She only played in 2 games during the opening week, which automatically puts her at a statistical disadvantage for any season-long awards. While she is, without a shadow of a doubt, an undeniable star and arguably the most prominent figure in the league right now, that particular award is, unfortunately, unlikely to go to her. On a more positive note for the Fever, yes, Kelsey Mitchell has been officially retained by the team, which means she is safe and secure. The team is allowed to keep 6 players, and there is absolutely no way, given her current stellar performance, that they would even consider letting Mitchell go. And seriously, can we please, for the love of basketball, drop the Rookie of the Year chatter for Angel Reese? It's genuinely not fair to her. Angel Reese has been doing an amazing job. She played exceptionally well, for example, against the Mercury, putting up fantastic numbers and making a significant impact. But now she's constantly being compared to someone who is clearly one of the top 5 players in the entire WNBA. Caitlin Clark, which leads to completely unnecessary scrutiny of her already impressive performance. When we're talking about the performance of novices or rookies, although Reese's play has been among the finest this season, it's just incorrect and frankly disingenuous to directly compare Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark, given their very different roles and impact. Someone named Tammy mentioned something about rookie deloading. What did Tammy say once more? Oh right, she brought up the Mojo quote, which initially perplexed me a bit, but now makes so much more sense in the context of player confidence and development. In the end, this entire debate won't just be about whether Caitlin Clark wins Rookie of the Year. it will also be about where she stands among the pantheon of all-time great rookies in WNBA history. While she might not quite reach the singular MVP status that Candace Parker achieved in her rookie year, it's absolutely reasonable to argue that Clark has had a season that stands up incredibly well in comparison. It's important to note, however, that Parker's outstanding rookie year didn't have a player of A'ja Wilson's caliber directly in the running, and Clark could very well finish as the MVP runner-up in what many consider to be a truly historic regular season performance. The real future discussion, when looking back, will probably center on Maya Moore and Caitlin Clark. When evaluating players in the WNBA, Caitlin is expected to lead in a number of key statistics, and Maya's undeniable contribution to a championship-winning team will undoubtedly play a massive role in that conversation. Both A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart are unquestionably among the absolute elite players in the world. If we were strictly talking about who is the best player in the world right now, A'ja Wilson would likely take that title. But here's a hot take. The difference between her and Stewart isn't as vast as some might think. In fact, if Stewart weren't in a bit of a slump and had consistently better performances recently, we might actually be looking at a very different situation, a much tighter race for that top spot. It's also noteworthy that even though A'ja scores more points than Stewie, some of those points seem to come a little more easily or within a system that facilitates her scoring. For instance, at the start of the season, when A'ja's team had a mediocre 6 wins, 6-loss record, her individual scoring didn't seem to correlate with immediate team success as much as one might expect. Overall, A'ja is still unequivocally the better player, but the margin of difference is much closer than it often appears from afar. Honestly, the more I watch these incredible athletes, the less I see it as just a 2-horse race with a third player trailing behind. It's a dynamic, constantly shifting landscape of immense talent.
Y'all see her, Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd and going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up to make contact with her. Stop this. Y'all mad because that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all said she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook.
This latest Caitlin Clark situation in the WNBA has been getting a lot of attention lately, and I can see why. The underlying pettiness, jealousy, and animosity from some players towards her is really quite something, isn't it?
Seattle Storm, they pulled their starters so she couldn't get that double-digit assist record 3 consecutive games with at least 20 points and 10 or more assists. They pulled their starters, and then Skylar Diggins, Faith Smith, her last name, she bumped into her, sped up. Let her cook. But if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'd have told Skylar Diggins, get your coat, your brim, and get on out of my gym.
All right, let's address the elephant in the room here. The WNBA's most recent Caitlin Clark incident has undoubtedly received an absolutely astronomical amount of attention lately, and honestly, I can completely grasp exactly why. It's impossible to ignore the palpable undercurrent of what some perceive as underlying jealousy and even outright hostility specifically directed towards her from some other players in the league. It's really quite something to witness, isn't it? This isn't just a fleeting, momentary news cycle. No, this is a massive talking point that's sparking intense, widespread debate across social media and sports commentary alike, genuinely forcing us all to confront the complex and often uncomfortable dynamics at play within the league itself.
She cutting ass. Help us. Hey, she like a double-edged sword, Ocho. She cutting ass left and right. Yep. Both sides cutting ass. Wop, 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 wop.
Hey, hey, listen.
Cut them up.
She's doing well for herself. She's doing well for
herself.
I would like the ladies to welcome her with open arms and what she brings to the table, what she's brought to the WNBA, is as well as the other rookies that are playing well as well. I know Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese probably get most of the credit.
They do.
And all the news and headlines.
Yep.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing because they have a new fan and
But hold on a second, because this entire circumstance actually does something even more significant than just fueling debate and generating headlines. It shines a massive, undeniable spotlight on a much larger systemic problem that exists within the league itself. And this, my friends, is truly something vital, even critical to consider for the actual future of women's basketball. The league has recently inked this absolutely massive new TV contract valued at an incredible $200 million, which even has the potential to climb even higher, possibly reaching an astounding, on paper, that's a huge monumental win, finding growing interest and investment in the WNBA, which is fantastic.
And last but not least,
Caitlin Clark. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. You got to sit up there and pay attention to the rising tide. It lifts all boats. You can go out on the court and go at Caitlin Clark with the fierceness that your competitive juices demand. But in the process of doing that, you learn to love that girl. That girl went up in her press conference and said and spoke about flying commercial. They didn't sit up there and make this decision until after she said that. You understand? Now everybody want to sit up there and talk about, oh my God, why did it have to come to that? Damn it, forget all that. She did it. She didn't have to, but she did. She got her contract. She getting her bag. She got her endorsement deal, but she looked out before she's even played a regular season game as a professional WNBA player. She came in there and she already looked out and added a voice to the plight that these females have had to deal with inexcusable.
However, when you dive deep into the cold, hard viewership statistics, the numbers, quite frankly, speak absolute volumes about where the true draw and star power currently lies within the league. Just look at this stark, undeniable contrast. A recent Liberty versus Aces game, which featured some of the league's most recognizable and established celebrities like Aja Wilson and Brianna Stewart, only managed to pull in a modest 507,787 viewers when it aired on CBS. Now, compare that with another Liberty versus Aces game, this time against the Mercury, a game that Clark was directly involved in, which astonishingly drew a massive 1.21 million viewers. This incredible, almost unbelievable disparity in viewership numbers is utterly impossible to ignore and clearly illustrates the unprecedented, almost magnetic impact that Caitlin Clark is currently having on audience engagement and the overall visibility of the WNBA right now. It's truly game-changing.